Thank you for allowing me to share here, guys. Just wanted to give a little bit of background to why we did the survey. I attended the December 2013 MMF gathering there in Orlando, and I'm a media content guy. I've been training people how to do media content in the minority languages with Wycliffe Bible Translators / SIL for, well, since 1991. And when I saw Tommy Ahonen's presentation, I went, "Oh my goodness, this is the next. This is the distribution key. Everyone's going to have these things." Um, so I started telling everybody about this, and saying somebody should do something, and suddenly it became me doing something. So uh, about a year later, I made an offhanded comment to my boss. I said, we've got all these statistics, but we don't know anything about Latin America. If it's true, somebody should do a survey. And about a week later, my boss called me up and said, "Hey, I've got money for that survey you wanted to do." I said, "Well, I'm not." Yeah. Anyway, I ended up doing the survey. I will, at the end, when I have my hands free, I will send you the actual links to the 3 sites where the survey data is held. It's all in Spanish. We've also, in this article down below, or in the article here, you have a cheat sheet that you can download so that you can see what the questions are. Also, in this article that's in front of you, you've got, it's my write-up. You can download that and read that, and the links are also on that. Just to summarize, some of the nuggets out of this was we surveyed approximately 21,000 Latin American youth that were supposedly between 12 and 24 years old. We got some older, not very many, but we wanted to measure this segment of the population and find out what they're doing with their phones and find out what their attitudes are. We found out that the truth is they're snapping up smartphones. Mm-hmm. These kids probably will never own a paper Bible. Very, very likely. And we also found out that if they speak a minority language, they're very curious about materials in their language. So if there's 100 apps in Spanish and 1 app in their language, they will probably install that 1 app at this point in their language because of their curiosity. Snapping up smartphones, I say that because, and we did the survey on purposely, not in the cities, but at the end of the road and beyond. We wanted to find out what the country kids, the indigenous are doing. And let's see, in Mexico, 65% of those kids already own smartphones. In Guatemala, it's 60%. You can see the graphic there in front of you. And in Peru, it was 25%. Now, mind you, these statistics are already a year old. So my hunch is that the blue there, that of people who have no phone, has diminished significantly, and the smartphone area has grown significantly to the diminishing of the basic phone. These kids only spend about they spend less than $10 a month on their phone. It's pay as you go. The number one use of their phones among all these kids was not phone calls, and it wasn't SMS. It was listening to music. So one of the questions that we asked was, would you like to hear a Bible story on your phone? Now, in Peru and in Guatemala, there was about 80% church attendance. 90% said they wanted to hear a Bible story on their phone. In Mexico, we had about a 55% church attendance, and we have 57% say that they wanted to hear a Bible story on their phone.
Got about 1 minute, Marty. Keep going.
Okay. And when we asked them, would you read a Bible, would you like to read the Bible on your phone? Those numbers were also significantly high. I don't know if you can scroll to that question, but it's a little bit, it's Bible reading. Yeah. I don't have a graphic for it, but yeah, that's it. Huge number of kids said they would read the Bible on their phone. So please, if you're interested, there's, you can actually see the link or the page. It's on the visionemmaus.net site, which is SIL's scripture engagement site. Go to this page, read the little article. read the report. I'm also working on a report called What Next? What do we do next? I've got that finished. I just need to do the editing. We're traveling tons. My entire job has come to a standstill for about another 6 weeks. But anyway, if you have any questions about it, please write to me. I am not an expert necessarily, but I do know something. So thank you.
Awesome. And hey, Benjamin, can we just have Brandon go since he's already sharing his screen? And then we'll go to you, Benjamin.
Yeah, let's do it. Yep. Okay, I guess I was muted there. Let me start my little timer here so I know what I'm doing. Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks, Marty. That's excellent. And that report, I was about to maybe pinch hit for Marty because we weren't sure if you were going to make it in, Marty, but glad you did. But that report is just very interesting, so I encourage all of you to read it. I'm just going to tell you a quick story talking about how we can use mobile media for cell phones. And there's a bunch of tools out there to do this. But this one story I thought was really telling. We had a friend of ours who's working with some Syrian refugees in Europe. And they had set up these Lightstream devices, which create a Wi-Fi hotspot with gospel media, Bible stories, Jesus audio Bible. And they had set these up in cafes. And so my friend was going around, he was talking to different refugees, and he ended up talking to these two guys who were friends. And one of the guys says to him, hey, I got this stuff on my phone. Do you know what this is? And he starts playing it. Of course, it's the audio Bible. And he says, well, yeah, I know that's the audio Bible. He says, where did you get that? And the guy turns to his other friend. He says, well, he shared it with me, peer-to-peer, Bluetooth, or I don't know what it was, but peer-to-peer via phone. And he turns to the other guy and says, well, where did you get it? He said, well, there was this hotspot, and all that was on it was this media here. And so I downloaded a bunch of it, and we've been listening to this. And, I have some questions about it. Can you answer some questions? And that engaged them in this dialogue. So that's just one story of how we can harness these mobile devices out there, because clearly from the survey you can see, and just from a lot of stories like this that we hear abroad, there are many, many people out there who are interested in having access to this type of gospel media on their phones. This is just another picture of somebody using our Lightstream device. So what I want to talk to you about real briefly is just a couple of options. These tools. We have the Lightstream, and what it does is it creates a Wi-Fi hotspot. It also uses Bluetooth and micro SD card copying, and allows you to just distribute whatever media you want to put on it, whether that's the audio Bible or the Jesus film or just some gospel videos or evangelistic type videos or discipleship material, whatever you want to do. And so we have this device available. There's some information there, and you'll have the slides afterwards. Another option is the Bible box. We don't distribute this, and I don't know of anyone yet who distributes this. I put some contact information to a couple of guys who may be on the call here even, who might be able to help you with the Bible box. It's very similar to the Lightstream. The thing I'd note about it is just it's low cost, but you have to know how to program it yourself. So there's instructions out there to do it, but it's more for somebody who's more technically minded. But feel free to email those guys if you have questions or are interested. So I'll stop now.
All right. And Benjamin, that was awesome. You're up, bro.
All right. Here we go. All right. So first thing we're going to talk about very quickly is the Mobile Ministry Made Easy Guide. And this is a resource that IMB put out several years ago, a number of years ago, that we've been promoting and have on our website. So I'm going to take you to the MMF website, just show you how to get to it as a resource. There's other ways to get to it as well, but this is just where I'm going to show you. So if you go to resources and then go to mobile media. Oh, I think I'm wrong there. I had this pulled up. I'm so confused now.
Just click resources. I think if you just click resources, I think that's it.
Is it? Hey, there it is. You're right. Thank you. Okay, so on the MMF website, if you go to the third tab over to resources and click on resources, you'll be to this page, and underneath resources, it's the second resource made in there.
Mobile Ministry Made Easy. It is a handbook. If you click on this link here, it will download the PDF or open it or bring you to this page, where it just gives a little brief overview. And then you can click on this link, Mobile Ministry Made Easy, simple guide to begin or advance your use of mobiles. That will open up a PDF, a link to the PDF. And we're taking a good bit of time here. You'll notice that it is in 6 different languages, and you can download that PDF in each of those languages. Sorry, we're slow here. While that's loading, I'm going to hop over to the other resource that we wanted to talk about in my 90 seconds, and that is the mobminresources.org. This is a cache of all of the Twitter conversations that happen using hashtag mobmin. So it's a compilation, everybody that hashtags anything mobmin in Twitter, this gathers all of it and puts and categorizes it and makes it searchable. You'll notice over here on the side there's 80 members. There's over 5,000 stories that have been published, and just a quick read through. You can vote up or down different comments and different resources. So this not only shows the chat or the content, but also shows the links and things that were attached to that. Up at the top, you can go and submit things. You have to sign in as a member to submit things directly to this resource, but you can also go look at the Twitter feed here. And this will just show all of the tweets from all the different users and all their content there. Break things out into groups, talking about different topics. So I'll pop over real quick and show you the Mobile Ministry Made Easy guide. This is the PDF, and just a quick glance through it. It's very detailed, a lot of very good information for you and those of you who want to learn better ways to use mobile. So that's it for the Mobile Ministry Made Easy guide and for the PLIG resource. And those links and stuff will all be in the content at the end. So,
great job.
Thanks.
Over to Brian. Are you there, Brian?
Okay, we are here. Did you guys see my screen there?
Not yet.
Oh, there we go.
Still not yet.
Okay, there we go. Well, I'm going to take a look at a few different resources here. The first one is Scripture App Builder. I hope everyone here has at least heard of it by now, but this is a fantastic tool that was released a bit over a year ago from SIL. The purpose of the App Builder is to provide an easy way for non-programmers to create Android apps. There you go. Now, it's a little bit of familiarity with programming would be helpful, or at least some comfort with picking up new technology is helpful, but it has been designed for non-programmers to create a fully functional Bible app, which is fantastic. It can also be used for creating non-Bible apps. People have used it frequently for songbooks, as well as for some discipleship resources and other content. Creating flipbooks is quite easy, and I think Darcy's online with this. Darcy has actually been working on some great tutorials to help people pick up and begin using the Scripture App Builder quite quickly. One of the things I most love about the Scripture App Builder tool is that it does allow you to incorporate audio into the app. That audio will sync with your text, and the text will scroll with your audio, which makes it also a great tool for literacy as well. Fantastic tool, though. The other big benefit of the Scripture App Builder apps is that they're designed for offline distribution. You can load them up to the App Store, but you can also distribute the APK file, which makes them great for offline distribution. You can Bluetooth them or distribute them via micro SD card or any other sharing format. The tool itself is only available for Windows and Linux right now. I think they actually have a beta version out for the Mac. And coming soon, you'll be able to get that Mac version, as well as, I believe, the opportunity to create iOS apps as well. If you have people that need iOS apps right now, they can't output to iOS, but they can create, or the tool can create, an EPUB file, a media-rich EPUB file, which is an ebook, standard ebook format. There are lots of great apps that can read EPUB files, and if you have one for your phone, there are EPUB readers for just about every phone platform. Then you'll be able to read those EPUB files as well. So it's a very versatile tool. It's having a great impact. We're seeing some great example of Bible apps coming out, as well as some non-Bible apps being developed as well. Fantastic. And if you can build if you can use Microsoft Word, you can create your own non-Bible app very, very easily. You can literally create your app by putting your content right there in Microsoft Word. It's a free tool. The link is right there. So go ahead and grab a copy of that. Your Phone, God's Glory. Again, another resource that I hope most of you are familiar with now. This is a hands-on guide to using your mobile for ministry. And this was a follow-up to the Mobile Ministry Made Easy guide, which describes some of the different ways we can use our phones. But this was designed as a tool to really help individuals and teams get some hands-on training in how to use their phones. So this goes into a little bit more depth on fewer topics, but it actually teaches you how to do things like create micro SD cards and to Bluetooth resources from one phone to another. Very handy guide. This right now is only in one language. It's in English. We would certainly welcome anyone wanting to translate this into other languages. Please contact us if that's something that you would love to help out with. There's also now a video version available. I think we only have 4 of the 5 chapters, but that's a nice little option as well for some people. It's actually a video story that you get to look through each chapter. Again, 4 chapters currently available. They're about 5 minutes each. And what I love about this, it is a story-based guide, and so it's a fun read. It's designed to be fairly quick. You can work through it in 2 to 3 hours if you push through it, and it will actually equip you to get out there and start using your phone as a gospel tool. It's right now available in a PDF format, which is the most complete format. There are MOBI and EPUB versions, although they do not include the tutorials. We had some issues with formatting that would not allow us to include some of the tutorials. So the best format to get is the PDF format. And you've got the links right there for that. And again, let me just reiterate, if this is a tool that you guys would love to translate, we would love to get this in more languages, but we'd need your help in doing that. So please do contact us.
Got 1 minute.
Next, social media ministry made easy. Following on the heels of the Mobile Ministry Made Easy guide that we've mentioned, Keith and I have had a vision for seeing more people make use of social media. One of the most used features on a phone today. People obviously are engaging deeply in social media. This is where people are asking their faith-related questions. And so our vision is to create a new version, a new guide that would focus specifically on the use of social media. The emphasis on this guide is going to be reaching the unreached peoples. There are a lot of resources out there for the Western Church, obviously for secular purposes. We wanted to create a guide specifically for those working cross-culturally to reach the unreached. We're going to crowdsource this initial draft, crowdsource being about 10 to 15 people to put together the initial draft, and then we're going to have some wider peer review to try to get this done a little bit more quickly. We're looking for good stories and examples of people using social media, particularly to reach the unreached. If you know of any, if you're doing anything, please contact me. Okay, and real quickly, the Digital Atlas Project. Keith is spearheading this. Keith could not be with us today. The idea behind this is to create profiles of the 40 least reached countries in the world that will give us literally kind of a blueprint of media usage in those countries. What kind of phones are they using? What kind of phone platforms are they on? What are the most popular apps in use? What are the most popular videos that people are accessing? Gives you a great tool to understand how people in a particular country are using media. Jonathan, who's with us today, is trying to help us automate the process of gathering that information so we can pull it together more quickly. And Keith is in the process right now of formatting the countries that have already been done. That's a tool that should be available, I think, later this summer. And that's it. Thank you.
Awesome, bro. And I'm going to share my screen and mention briefly a few things. One of the things that we've done within Mobile Ministry Forum is built an online course. It's a 4-week course that's a asynchronous course. You sign up. We have a cohort that's underway right now. We do it 3 times a year. We cover a lot of basics. The first week is on overview of an evangelism. Second week is on mobile media distribution technologies. Week 3, mobile audio, mobile video. And then week 4, website, social media, and so forth. So that is one course we've had, I think, hundreds of people take over the last 4 or 5 years. So that's available. You can find that on the Mobile Ministry website under resources. Another course I'll make mention of briefly that some of us are involved with is Foundations of Media Strategy. If you are thinking about how to use media in your ministry outreach, we strongly encourage you think through your strategy and that you wrap your content around your strategy and not your strategy around your content. And that's the genesis or basis of this course. It really kind of elucidates the wisdom of Frank Haregrove and Media to Movements. I want to make mention briefly of our upcoming, and I will stop sharing my screen, our upcoming consultation. We will be gathering right after EMDC this coming year. And actually, I don't have the dates right in front of me. I don't know if somebody can help me with this, but I believe we're going to be on April the 7th and the 8th of 2017. We did it 2 years ago. It will have been 2 years since we met beforehand in conjunction with the EMDC conference. And so we encourage everyone to consider going to those 4 days, Monday through Thursday, and then staying for the extra 2 days on Friday and Saturday. So we will be posting more information on our site about that as we get more information. And I'll make quick mention of anyone who's interested in virtual reality or augmented reality. I'll be hosting a short meet and greet next week on June the 30th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Just if you're interested, show up. You can contact me anyway, or go to visualstory.org and you can find more information there. So that's it for our resources. I don't know if anybody, Benjamin, are you able to check the chat box? If there's 3 or 4 or 5 of you that want to take a minute, we have a few minutes built in to hear about up to 60 seconds, probably less, of your mobile ministry resource or a resource that you recommend that we haven't mentioned. So, Benjamin, do you know how to manage this?
We've had a couple of different people. Nothing has come up as somebody wanting to present quite yet. The Reading App Builder was something that was mentioned by Alan, this sister to the Scripture App Builder. And he posted a link to that. I don't know, Alan, if you want to speak to that a little bit more. If you do, unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on.
Go ahead. You got 60 seconds. Go for it.
It became available, I think, June 1st, and I experimented with it. We're able to make a hymnal app of the Kopalatriki hymnal, kind of playing around. The documentation is still kind of limited because it's just new, but I was able to figure it out. And we're actually also starting to use it to make a language diagnostic app for the 300 language variants of Mexico, for which we have material, so that in an Android app we can diagnose which language they speak, play a sample of it, and see what all materials are available right there offline through the app. Is what we're just beginning to work on.
Fantastic.
Nice.
There was also a Reader App Builder that was mentioned specifically for story books and songs. That was Jim that posted that. Jim, do you want to talk about that a little bit more? If you do, you need to unmute and just go for it.
Yes, yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's a hymnal storybook, and I posted an app there you can that works on Android. You can download on your Android phones and check out. So it's specifically made for more non-scriptural things, and it works pretty well. Very similar to the Scripture App Builder. Very little difference.
Fantastic.
And I'll just mention, make sure that the links are put in the chat box. When we do our summary post, which will include the recorded webinar, we'll try to make sure we make all those links available.
Yeah, those links are available. So
awesome.
Then there was, Mike posted something posted a link to academiacristo.com, which is free Spanish films and online courses. So again, that link should be available. It's in the chat now if you want to go look at it. I think Dwayne just posted, he's experimenting with HTTP. Dwayne, why don't you just go for that? Why don't you just explain that one?
Okay. Just last week, I was talking to a friend about BibleBox, and they were interested in having their ministry content on one. And I started trying to download the pages and code the links, and it was very tedious. And then I ran across HT-Track, which is software and there's lots of software out there, but this one seemed to be easy to get a hold of. And it ran for about an hour on the ministry website, downloading everything. Then I took those files, I dropped them into the content folder on a library box and turned it on, and it was amazing how much the website was functional without me doing anything. It needs cleanup work. Some of the more complicated features of your website probably you'll have to tweak by hand, and not everything will work. But I was just amazed in an hour what you could drop onto a Bible box and have functional. I haven't figured out exactly what we could use it for, but I just thought the possibilities might be pretty intriguing if I can get it to work a little better.
Cool. Very cool. Well, keep us posted on that one.
And I don't know what else is in the chat box because I'm able to see it, but maybe, I don't know if Brian, because you usually do this, I saw somebody mention Five Fish. Brian, if you could do a quick shout out of, like, we usually promote certain apps. I mean, there's great apps out there, but maybe somebody give a quick shout out to the various apps that we kind of are fans of.
Yeah, well, Five Fish, if you're not familiar with that, is by Global Recording Network. Fantastic app, gives you access right there on your phone to every one of their language resources. They've got resources in 3,000, 4,000 different languages, Bible stories, sometimes some small little animated video clips, but a fantastic tool. And everything they have is available for free. You can download it and you can distribute it. No copyright restrictions at all. Great tool.
Can you keep going, like Jesus Film and Colo, and mention those?
Yeah, Colo.
Briefly.
Colo is a great app. They've pulled together a number of resources, including the Jesus Film. There's Colo World and Colo Africa. It's spelled Kolo. If you search in the app stores, you'll find those. A great tool for pulling in some language-specific resources, media resources. The Jesus Film team continues to put out great resources in the Jesus Film Media app. It's one of those apps that everybody ought to have on their phone if they're wanting to use their phones to share. And not just the Jesus Film, but a whole lot of other films as well. Great app.
Anything else you see, Benjamin?
That was it so far. I'll link about the story, viewthestory.com, and that's actually a very fantastic app as well. Really well done. Brandon posted that. So I would encourage all of you to check that one out. That's Android and iPhone, I believe. But yeah, that's it. That's as well known. Brian just posted another one. A link to Chat SIM, which is a low-cost SIM, or SIM card, excuse me. Provides WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook Messenger. Dwayne just asked, what is the Lightstream Pocket going to be like?
Yeah, so let's do that. Let's do that. I mean, let's take the next 5 or 10 minutes for like just Q&A, comments. I mean, kind of open mic. Just unmute yourself. But if you're not speaking, just mute yourself just for audio quality purposes.
Yeah, unmute yourself to ask your questions. Go for it.
Do you want me to answer the Lightstream Pocket question?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
So what we kind of were looking at is the Bible box and how it's become a pretty useful tool for a lot of folks, but realize that a lot of people who are non-technical have trouble getting their hands on it. So we initially thought, well, maybe Renew can distribute these, but we ultimately decided it'd be better for us just to stick with our current software platform and just redevelop it on some new hardware. So we're essentially taking a device very similar to the hardware that is used for the Bible box and loading our Lightstream firmware on it so that it will be, pretty similar to the Bible box. And the main benefit will simply be that we will actually distribute it. And so you can just call us up and say, hey, I need one of these or I need 50 of these. And they'll be at the cost on them will be around the $50 mark. So we just wanted to make that available, and that we're looking at being able to release that within the next month or two is our timeline for that.
Any other questions you see, Benjamin, or anybody want to shout out?
Brandon, you may not have seen my message. This is Brian, but I'm just curious on the new device that you guys are going to be releasing. Will that include multilingual support?
Yes. Yeah. That's something that we're building in. It's already available in the current version of Lightstream. Everything we do with the Lightstream allows for some customization of the site. And so you can go in to the administrative page, and then you have to sort of do it yourself, but you can put in whatever language of text that you want that explains what the media resources are. So that ability will be in the Pocket as well.
Anybody else? Thoughts, comments, questions about anything you've heard?
Sorry, I don't want to take up all the time, but Brian's asking me about locking micro SD cards. And it's not, I haven't found a good tool for this other than the one that we made. We actually developed a 30 or 60 card locker that will lock micro SD cards permanently. And only the device we have, the hardware we have, will unlock it. So we're using that when we send out micro SD cards so no one can ever change the content on them. So email me about that if that's something you're interested in. We can lock cards for you, and we may be able to provide one of these devices for you if you're doing a lot of micro SD cards.
Something that Alan just brought up was referring to something that happened the last webinar. Someone made a comment towards the very end, and maybe, I guess one of the team, if you caught it, can you confirm this? There was a comment made that there were only about 800 of the TP-Link routers used for the Bible boxes left in the US or available in the US. Is that something? Do we remember that? Is that true?
This is Kirk. Let me tell you, I've had quite a bit of extensive dialogue with TP-Link on this, and the answer is that the MR3040 will be going out of production because of parts shortages. There are parts enough to build 3,000 in China at present, and the actual number in the US is hard for me to tell you at this point because that changes every day. But I know that they have a production capacity of about 3,000 left.
Fascinating. Okay, there you go, Alan. So we need to find a new box, everybody. That's your project.
And I'll mention too, if I've been talking, and Kirk, I should probably talk to you, but I was talking to David and Bound and the crew guys about whatever hardware platform we end up developing Lightstream on. We're more than happy to share that if you guys decide that you want to continue to develop BibleBox and just need a different hardware platform. We're happy to share that and help you guys out. So
I'd love to chat with you on that.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
On the digital atlas, I was just wondering, when is that going to be available?
It is available now. It's an ongoing project. There's Keith it's something that actually Keith has opened up and encourages involvement from other people on. So as if you want to get involved in that on your end, you're welcome to contact him. We can give you that contact information. That's open to anybody. I think that right now he's got about 40 different profiles completed.
And where are they? I hate to ask this. Is that on our site? Is it, Brian, do you know?
I don't know if those have been made available yet. The reason is because we're working on some formatting of those. The research has been gathered for most, not all 40 countries have been done as far as I know. But we're working on a new format for those that's a bit more attractive, like what I showed in the in my PowerPoint there. What's going to have hot links directly into the resources that are mentioned in each particular profile. So those are not yet available as far as I know. We need to check with Keith, and I think those are going to begin rolling out later this summer. So we'll just have to put those out in one of our communiques.
But I believe for now, though, I mean, and I guess this is related, is on our resource page, there is a place to get the, can you guys help me out here? I can share my screen really quickly.
Are those publicly available?
Is this the best place to go for now? Is it here? Yeah, mobile assessment for your country. And this basically is a little grid that Keith has developed that helps you kind of, if you're not one of those 40, you want to do this on your own, download this little chart, and he's got all the links, and you can kind of basically do it with a limited amount of research, find out a ton of information about your particular context in terms of penetration, internet, social media, video channels, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, this is a template right here that you can use to create your own guide. And we would encourage you, if you do use this tool, to share whatever you put together so that more people can benefit from the work that you've done.
And how would they do that? I don't know that we have a platform or a way to do that. Just how would that happen? Right.
Yeah, well, I don't know right now. Kind of a quick, dirty solution would be to post it on Twitter using the hashtag #MobMin hashtag. I don't know of another option other than emailing, maybe emailing Clyde or Keith or myself and giving us a copy, and we can make sure that gets posted somewhere.
All right.
This is Darcy. I did a workshop for App Builder in Africa, and before they started building their apps, they did this assessment for each of their countries, and I have about, I think, 5 different country assessments if anybody's interested in East Africa.
Could you send those to Keith and to Brian and me?
I can.
That'd be awesome.
Thank you.
And Darcy, could we post those on the MobMin, on the Mobile Ministry Forum website?
If she sends them to me, I'll make sure that we get them somehow figured out.
Yeah, I don't think anything's private.
Great.
All right. No, that's sweet.
Thank you.
Anything else you see in there, Benjamin?
So far, no. Nope.
All right. Can I go ahead? And I'm just going to jump into my quick announcements, if that's all right. So yeah, just, a couple things. Yeah, you use, mobileministryforum.org or mobmin.org, same place. We try to make things as useful and available there as possible. Hashtag MobMin, 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 is a great place to kind of go in. And then what was it? The one that Benjamin showed earlier with kind of all of the hashtags. So that's another great place to just find resources. After this event, we'll send a summary of this session with highlights, the recording, links, and so forth. The slide decks. So yeah, so if Brandon and Brian could send your slide decks, we can post those. We'll try to get that out to you within the next 24 hours. And then in addition to that, we're going to ask 2 things. We'll send you an evaluations link. It's a 5-question, not even 2-minute evaluation of this webinar. help us get better for the future. And I've got to mute somebody here. If you're typing, if you could just mute yourself there, that'd be great. And then we'll also invite you to our Slack channel. So for those who are on Slack, that's just another way that we try to keep conversations alive. So we'll send you an invitation to the Mold Ministry Slack channel. Yeah, we don't have any more webinars coming up that are slated. Really, I guess our next event, our next big thing will be the consultation that we'll do in April in Holland after EMDC. And help me out here, Benjamin or Brian. Anything else we need to mention about Mold Ministry?
Course? When's the next course?
Good comment. Yeah, the next course will probably, I think it's the first Tuesday in October. We do the first Tuesday, I think, in February, in June, and then in October. And again, that runs 4 weeks. So we'll make sure that you're on our list and you'll get information about that.
And Clyde, I may have just missed this, so sorry if this is a repeat, but in case